What's up, everyone? I'm James. This is
Brock.
And this is another podcast.
Oh, the Rebel Scum podcast.
The Rebel Scum podcast. This week, we are talking about
Star Trek.
No, wait, it's like more like that, I think. Anyway, no, we're not.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about Avengers Infinity War, the number one movie for 3 weekends in a row. And we are talking about the trailer that happened in front of Avengers Infinity War, which is Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yes.
That trailer was in front of it. So was a billion other trailers. God, there were so many trailers. I saw it last night again.
And
it was a half hour worth of trailers.
Yep.
A half hour. In front of a 2.5 hour movie. Made it a 3-hour experience.
A 3-hour tour.
I finished my popcorn before the commercials even started, before the trailers. It was disgusting. Did you? So anyway, this week on May 10th, the premiere for Solo, a Star Wars story happened.
Wow.
I was not there. Neither was Andrew Fantasia.
But I was.
We dressed up for it, but you were actually there.
Imagine that. Oh, God.
That would be amazing. I would just be like, take pictures and send them. Did you see any of the premiere?
No, I've been working every day, 24/7.
I find it funny when they're like, we're going to show the premiere. And then, because, like, what do you expect anyone to say or anything to happen at the, like, it's just people celebrating a movie. To watch it. But something was said that we will talk about in just, excuse me, a little bit. Andrew Fantasia and myself, because you were working the Solo premiere. Yeah. Because you were working, Andrew and I did a live stream, which was amazingly disastrous. Thank everybody for watching and commenting what we did. It was fun, though, because the comments were still coming in. Our image was frozen like this. And it was a lot of fun. And the comments were still coming in, so it was great.
Every day we're buffering.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. We did tests and did it. But anyway, thanks for the comments on that. I think we'll do more. We should do more. Once a week. Just be like, let's do it live.
Well.
Go on, because it was a lot of fun. Before we get into what was said at the Solo premiere, Brock, you have something to tell everybody?
Patreon. Money, we need it.
Yeah, and I just want to I just want to say something about Patreon. Den of Nerds is on Patreon.
Fine curator of blue jean jackets.
And
Den of Nerds.
His Avengers Infinity War ending explained video reached over 1 million views.
He did. Congratulations.
So congratulations to the Den of Nerds.
Yeah.
And I know that he just ripped that video off of Andrew Fantasia's YouTube channel.
Yubs.
He didn't really. I'm just joking. Andrew knows. Andrew's not that smart.
He is the worst.
By the way, guys, poll question: who wore it better, Andrew Fantasia or David Collins from the premiere? Maybe on Facebook we'll put a side-by-side video of Andrew.
Did Andrew wear a jacket?
Yeah, we both dressed up for the event. We were waiting for our invites till the very last minute, and we didn't get it. So he wore his jacket, but like full suit. David Collins, we remember from Star Wars Celebration. Yeah, he hosted everything. He was hosting as well, and so we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison. We want to know who wore it better. Anyway, talk about Patreon.
Patreon. Send us your money, because this ain't free. This? Do you think we just bought this at Walmart? We did.
This was not. But we got a lot of like American viewers, and I don't know what it is
Americanos.
In pounds. But in Canada, that's like twice as much as American.
Ooh la la,
because
for reals?
Our dollar is so amazing. Yeah, we're poor.
So anyways, you like us, we like you. Send us money, because that's how it works. Go to patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast and check out our tiers. Our tiers of a clown. Tier 1, for $1 a month, you get early access to the stuff whenever we get it done. And the hopefully soon to be made cloning around. Tier 2, for $2 a month, you get all of that. Plus, you get to not ever see Andrew's actual Star Wars thing. Did you shoot something yet?
We've started.
Yay!
He wrote, I'm like, let's do like one just for fun for everybody to see what it's all about. And he wrote like a 3-hour
tour.
And I was like, dude, you need to edit this. And he goes, I do not need to edit it. The Last Jedi should have been half an hour longer.
This is why I don't show up for those things. What is it called? Does it have a name yet?
It doesn't. Oh no, it does.
is
I mean, it's a Good Will Hunting.
Good Will, WHIL.
Good Will.
Quill.
By the
Hunting.
way, Hot Rod is a great movie.
Hot Rod is a fantastic movie.
Fantastic movie. What way?
Stop everything. Hot Rod is great.
I haven't
Anyways,
seen Hot Rod. He wears a
Sorry.
Hulkamaniac shirt.
Tier 3 for $3 a month. You get all of that. Plus, you can email us stuff in for like ideas for top 5, ideas for Never Tell Me the Odds,
All of it never tell me
Are
from
just-
Patreon today.
ideas. Yes, all of them are from Patreon patrons. And top 4, tier 4, $10 a month. You get all of these things, and we will let you come on our show into this basement.
And now we're doing that live
Or
one, so we
Skype.
can have you on our live flying casual show.
Live
we could just
time
shoot the
casual.
poop. Shooting the poop.
Why would you shoot poop? I think you just relish the ability to say the word poop.
Poopy.
That's a behind the scenes thing about my relationship with James. He says poop a lot.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Well, because I don't swear.
And you have a rabbit that, well, the rabbit doesn't really. He's pretty good.
Well,
But,
because
like,
he eats it after.
I feel like when you talk about your rabbit, poop comes up.
Oh no, because he does that a lot, and then like you'll look over and I'll be like, and he'll be like this. I'm like, I don't like. There's no food in your area. I know there's no. What are you doing? And like, go get the lemon cleaner thing, and then clean the area. But
And
yeah,
this has
chop.
been our new segment, Cuckoo for Caca.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But
moving
I
on.
don't like to say the S word.
Yeah, because we are family
We're
fun.
family friendly, but poop is funny anyway. It's not like when you're doing it. There's nothing funny about pooping. It's healthy for you.
It's what we all do. Everybody.
So the solo premiere happened, and the Landos met. They were both wearing red. Do you think that was a coincidence? Donald Glover and
Yeah, I saw that. That was
they're both
amazing.
red. Do you think it's a coincidence?
I don't think you'll ever get the truth because both of those guys are scoundrels and like they'll be like, no, they're just we get it, baby, yeah. But yeah, I feel like they may be called like their what do you call them? Agents, their handlers. They're like, okay, he's gonna wear red.
Just called Donald Glover and go, hey, new Lando,
Hello,
red.
this is America. Wear red.
Oh, by the way, we like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Should be pointed out. I thought it was really cool seeing it. Clint Howard was, if you see that, they did like a group photo of all the
Oh no, I didn't see
and
that.
Clint Howard with crazy like Einstein hair is like right beside Ron Howard in the front, which leads me to believe that this movie is actually his movie.
No, it leads me to believe that no one will let Clint Howard in a picture unless his brother walks him in. Slam on Clint Howard.
Ouch. Yeah, maybe because he's just too good to be in anything else. It's like what's the Mamet. David Mamet.
Yeah.
Is it his wife? There's an actress who's only in his movies, and she's really good, but she's only in his movies.
Maybe
I can't think of her name because she's only in his movies.
I think his.
Have you seen State and Maine?
No.
Watch
See
it.
Watch
Alec
it.
Baldwin. It is a great movie.
His. I think his daughter is one of the girls from Girls. Josiah Mamet, I think, or her father is some artist, but I think her last name is Mamet. Anyways, this has been Girls Talk.
We just talked.
Talk and talk.
I watched a bunch of the premiere, not the entire thing. I talked about it with Andrew. They retired the Wilhelm scream.
Really?
How
does that work?
They just go like this. We're not using that anymore, and they got a new scream, and apparently
Like someone said that on the red carpet?
Yeah,
That's cool.
It was Matthew Wood, I believe, who's done the sound, who's worked in the sound department for a long, long time. He said we've retired it. I don't know. I somebody pointed out that it's in The Last Jedi. I didn't think it was in The Last Jedi. But either way, it's not in Solo. There's a brand new scream in Solo. Times are changing.
Which makes sense because it is probably one of the most recognizable like sound now in film. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, but is there a fault to things like that? I have a bad feeling about this and that scream and things like that in Star Wars for fans to look forward to finding and pointing out. You know what I mean? Like.
But I think I would look at it from the sound of like the Foley audio recording. They're like, we're tired of the sound. Like, we can make new sounds and we can make sounds that sound real. Because like the Wilhelm sound or scream is great, but it's like it's so fake sounding, if that makes sense. I'm gonna get a lot of flack on that, but you know what I mean. Like it's like
direct your angry letters to care of Andrew Fantasia, P.O. Box,
Fort
not
Press.
Canon.
But you know what I mean? Like it's a fun sound and it makes me happy when I hear it. But like, how old is it? It's like 60s. It's from a Western, right?
It's old. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it just sounds. Yeah, it doesn't sound. It sounds great. Like everything about recording wise is great, but like it doesn't. Like I don't know. I don't frequent cliffs where people jump off and make noises, but it doesn't. Like I don't know. That's just me being me. Like, ah!
The problem is you lead a boring life.
I do.
Because on a daily basis, I go to cliffs. And I just listen for the sound. I'm like, well, there it is.
Maybe just record it similarly, but like just that voice is so piercing, right?
I think part of it is they did the Willem scream in Force Awakens, and I guess Rogue One. I can't remember though. Probably. I'm just not thinking right now. And they were like, it's time to retire. So they have this new scream.
Yeah.
And perhaps this new scream will be in Episode 9, and we'll be in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we'll be in Boba Fett, and we'll be in Two Tubes, and Ben Quaterneros, and Watto, and Wicked, and all these other spin-offs that we're getting because I'm asking for them right now. I mean, and Lucasfilm holds us in high esteem.
Yeah, they follow us on Twitter.
Follow us, they invite us to premiere.
Instagram.
We decline the...
LinkedIn.
They're on my LinkedIn, but they won't...
They're second.
They won't check. They won't check off on the thing. I'm just like, come on. But we turned down the premiere to Solo and Last Jedi and Force Awakens, but not Rogue One. They didn't invite us to Rogue One, which is weird. But they hold us so much that they will listen, and we will get the Two Tubes Wicked spinoff that we've been all jonesing for. Well, do you think? We'll talk about it later because there's some awesome stuff coming up. We're going to do some cool lead up to the Solo movie, some cool videos coming as we get closer to Solo: A Star Wars Story. I'm thinking about going live at 6 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Eastern the day it comes out. You'll be working. But
I won't actually. I'll be done by then.
We should go live. Just for poops and giggles. I said but we just be like, guys, we're going to watch it.
Wow.
Because I think half the people already will have seen it by that point because apparently the press screening, I think, the premiere happened. I think press screenings are happening. The Cannes Film Festival premiere is happening. Which, again, we weren't invited to.
I'm not allowed in France.
You're not, actually. It has to do with your Dutch heritage.
Oh, wow.
Chocolate letters are
banned
in France. But yeah, so I'm just thinking for fun we should do something, and then we'll do our review as soon as we can.
Yeah.
But we won't do any. So we should have said this right at the top. Spoilers for Solo: A Star Wars Story. I don't really know what you can really spoil. It's just gonna be a fun round. We don't want any spoilers, so don't comment any spoilers. Yeah. We won't say any spoilers until probably the 25th. Because by the time we watch the movie and then review it and then upload it, it'll probably be the 25th by the time that all happens.
Yeah.
So the 25th from midnight onwards, but we'll give fair warning because we know a lot of people can't go at the first night, the second night, the first weekend. Sometimes you have to wait a weekend. Yeah. Sometimes you're still catching up with Deadpool, with the Melissa McCarthy movie, which I know you're all looking forward to. Avengers: Infinity War, which you have to see for the 17th time. But we'll be like, hey, this is a spoiler.
Spoilers.
So everything else we're going to talk about will be rumors. Will just be fun thought.
Yeah.
And of course, episode 9, where John Boyega is going to have lovely golden locks. Could you imagine?
He's got dreads like the dude from Walking Dead.
Good times happening. Star Wars. Did you hear about this newest thing that makes me kind of happy? The Phantom Menace is a little tie-in to Han Solo, a Star Wars story possible.
I want to say yes, but you're going to have to remind me.
This was sent to me by Austin. Hey, Austin. Who sent me a link from another Austin Thomas on Facebook. So Austin sent me a link from Austin Thomas, who said that he thought that Warwick Davis would be playing the same character he did in the Phantom Menace.
Yes, right.
And it is listed on IMDb and other sites that he is in fact playing Weasel, the exact same character as he did in the Phantom Menace. This is brilliant because it's fans. We talk about all the fan service. This is the stuff. This is like, it's a little tidbit where if you don't know who he is, you can walk in and be like, Warwick Davis also. And if you know who he is, you're like, The Phantom Menace is the best Star Wars
You know,
movie.
that character in the background that has almost no lines.
He's in a comic strip.
Oh.
He cheers on Anakin.
Yeah. No, I understand. I'm okay with this. Like you said, it's always fun when those little things connect. But I was thinking about it. He always tends to play a new character in every movie. I feel like that should continue in this one. And like in the future, it should be a cartoon or movie where it's him playing all his characters. It's just him by himself talking, and like all the characters just somehow meet or something. Or some fun little story where like all of them connect somehow throughout the entire thing. And it's narrated by Wicked, who can talk. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Like, does this mean, because Weasel is the character in the crowd at the pod race on Tatooine. So does that mean we go to Tatooine or he leaves Tatooine?
No, I think what it is that there's that train robbery or whatever, and he's just a member of one of the gangs, one of the crews, like robbing it. And I think he's just.
Does he have an elaborate backstory? Because I don't think I've ever heard it. I just know.
I think he's like a bounty hunter. He does something. He bets on it. I don't know. I think he bets on it, but it doesn't matter because that's not canon anyway.
And that's the character that like Warwick Davis, I believe, when we were at Celebration, talked about it. He was just in Tunisia when they were shooting that and didn't have anything to do, and he ended up being put in that scene. So like he kind of.
I would like the idea if that character becomes our new 3PO and our Arduin just appears in every movie. It's just that.
All I have to say is that Warwick Davis needs more speaking roles. I know he speaks a lot as Rook, but like they change his voice, so it feels like him. It does. Like every time Rook was on Rebels, I tried to like hear the words in Warwick Davis' voice. He
probably also acted like in a weird voice too, right?
True.
So they probably changed his. I'm Rook.
Yeah.
Not that.
I think he deserves. Like, I think one of the best thing about Celebration was him and being the host of everything. I would go back to Celebration just for Warwick Davis because that was a delight. If I had known, I probably would have. I think I would have been like, we have to go to everything he hosts.
Well, he hosted almost everything.
Almost, yeah. I think it was like between him and David Collins. It seems like they were hosting.
It was funny when we went to the Rebels screen, but we weren't in the main room because we never went into a main room. But we weren't in the main room, and then Warwick Davis like hosted like the pre-show.
Yes,
just randomly came. I was like, "Hey, I'm Warwick Davis."
Yeah.
And
what's going on in here?
Yeah.
And then he almost stopped to talk to me because I was at the end of it. I was like,
I have the video.
Don't let it happen. Don't let.
He went to the woman in front of you. I have the video where he's like, Lindsay.
That was awesome.
I think that's what he said.
But yeah, no, that's great. I mean, Warwick Davis should be in every film.
They haven't announced Star Wars Celebration 2019 yet.
Right, but
but we're gonna book accommodations immediately. Once they
Airbnb.
Yeah, well, we don't know what it is. A lot of the rumors were Anaheim, Orlando's up there. I'm thinking Toronto is a safe bet.
Ooh, that would be so good. It would not happen, but it would never so happen. Good.
It would be amazing. They could call it Star Wars North.
Yeah.
And we could all freeze in July.
Oh,
by the way, this weather, I gotta go inside Akbar rant. This weather sucks. It was 24 degrees, which is like what, 70, 80? Is that 80? What is that in Fahrenheit?
Math.
Anyway, in Fahrenheit,
it's been up and down.
It was nice. I was like, it's nice weather. It's still pants weather, but I'm like, it's nice. Like, some people are wearing shorts, but it's Canada and they're weird. Yeah. And then now it's 8 degrees, which I think is like 2 Fahrenheit. It somehow reverses when it gets cold. It was like really cold outside now, and I don't like it.
Well, it's not.
It's cold.
As cold as it was. We're not wearing our winter jackets.
I am. It's 8
Are you? You're wearing a vest.
It's 8
yeah, I haven't been outside yet.
Let's talk about the live action show that Jon Favreau. So on the red carpet, on the premiere of the red carpet, he was like, "Hey,
you.
My new show is 7 years after Return of the Jedi, and there's gonna be motion capture like the Jungle Book." Brock, go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Though that was like, yes, that's exactly the time period I want to hear. But then also the problem we run into, and he says all new characters, so this eliminates what I'm about to say. It's like, I want that, but one, we can't get the original characters, so we won't learn. We won't get a Luke, Leia, Han adventure per se. Hopefully they'll somehow be in the background. But again, it's like it's not so much we can't get Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill. Unfortunately, we can't get Carrie Fisher. But like even if we could get all three, we still can't get 30, 40-year-old characters because the time has passed. So it's exciting, but then I'm like, oh, we're not gonna get that. But let's look at the positive. I'm very excited for this to be an opportunity to show us more of the founding of like the New Republic, the end of the Empire, which I think is technically over by then anyways, and the end or the beginning of the slow rise of the First Order, like stuff. I think that's what a lot of it will be preoccupied with. I could be completely wrong, but it's 7 years after Return of the Jedi. Or no, yes, Return of the Jedi. And I was like, ooh, can we see Battle of Jakku? But that's like way before that, right? Like it's supposed to be like 5 years after the Battle of Yavin, which I read today. So it means like Battle of Jakku. I mean, you've read, what is it called?
Aftermath trilogy.
Aftermath, yeah.
I don't know if they say when it is. You just have to go with it.
They have, if you look it up, they do have a thing. But like, so it sounds like that happened pretty quickly right after Return of the Jedi. Because 5 years after the battle.
Well, it's in Battlefront. You're playing in Battlefront.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like I would like. I would like to read the book series, but like, I would like this Gallus Rex and Sloane characters. They sound interesting.
Well,
and
Sloane's in everything except for the movies. Gallus is only in Aftermath.
But you know what I mean? Like those characters would be an interesting thing to watch. So,
Gallus Rex.
He sounds like a fun villain.
I think Gallus Rex is weird because when he's first introduced in the very first Aftermath book, you don't know who he is. Yeah. He doesn't have a name. There's nothing about him. So everybody just kind of assumed, which you should never do, that he was Snoke.
Snoke.
He's far from... So we're going to do a top 5 characters we want to see appear in the live action show. Not be stars of it, but appear in it.
Yeah.
And my list is phenomenal.
Of course it is.
It's my list.
But yeah, no, it's exciting. He's written half of the season, he said. So, do we know how many episodes? Like, I would assume a fair amount. 13. Interesting. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you look at the money they're going to spend on it. Because the mocap's not going to be cheap regardless. You look at the money, you look at... They said that this streaming service is going to be cheaper than Netflix because they're not going to have the library that Netflix has. I mean, you look at Netflix shows and they're all 13. I think that's where you...
Yeah, because they're like an hour usually.
I'm watching the Riverdale show right now.
Yeah.
It's on like episode like 20-something of the second season, and you're just like...
That's a CW thing, though. They're still on the old
that's network TV is different. But like,
that's what I meant.
But I'm watching it on the Netflix.
No, I know.
You're just like...
You're just an old man.
You forget though when you watch 13 episode seasons and you go to a 20-something one, it goes like this. Oh, and then low.
Yeah, then up again and then down again.
And then also it's Riverdale, so it's a completely different...
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Pretty people talking to pretty people.
It is just the most ridiculous. Every time we finish an episode, Aaron and I are just like, why? Why? And it's like, there's a new one, let's watch it. And we finish it and we're like, oh God, that was bad. But it's amazing. I love it. I love the comics are better. Here's why. I don't have a reason. Jughead is awesome.
Yeah. They're going to do a Sabrina one. That should be exciting.
That's straight to Netflix, though, so I'm guessing that's 13 episodes.
Yeah. But, so back to Star Wars. Yeah, 13...
Saturday!
13 episodes sounds good. Because they do a full 60 minutes, I believe, on like Netflix or like a stream because they have no commercials, right?
They get to do whatever they want, so it could be like 40 minutes, it could be 60 minutes,
true,
it could be 62 minutes.
63.
Yeah,
1 hour and 3 minutes. I'm excited. I thought, but does Favreau, like he's writing this one, does he not have control over most of the content, or is it just this? It's just the live action.
Yeah, it's just a show. Yeah.
Right.
I'm really hoping. This is what I'm hoping. 7 years after Jedi, I like you, like the rise of the First Order would be cool and all that stuff. But I hope we get these new characters and we get to live with these new characters, and there's something and they're just like fun and interesting. And we don't need Luke. We don't need Han.
True.
We forget about them. We just kind of enjoy the universe that we're in. The question is, will we see Force sensitives? Will we see Jason Syndulla? Will we see Hera? I mean, we won't. But like, you know what I mean? Like, will there be a tie to what we already know in any way other than just like the Empire ruled here? Or will it be a completely separate thing? And they're like, we don't know where we are in the galaxy. By the way, I'm up for auditions for doing voice acting, Jon Favreau, for any of the mocap characters. I can do a lot of voices.
Wow.
Just saying. Sales pitch.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think this is an opportunity for them to combine comics, cartoons, books, and somehow link the movies together. I mean, Marvel attempted that with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and people could probably disagree with me. Like, it didn't really go off as well as I thought it could have. I remember when I still watched that show out of spite. I remember like there would be, Thor would come out or Captain America would come out, and there'd be an episode that would relate to it. Like, it wouldn't add too much to it, but be like, oh, so this thing blew up in this movie and it also happened here. So I hope they do a slightly better job of that. I mean, if anyone out there disagrees with me, I would love to hear it, because I it's an idea that could work, but again, it's how they go about it.
Well, Rebels did it brilliantly.
Yes, so that's a good sign, right?
But at the same time, maybe this just doesn't connect anything, and it is its own thing, and it lives on its own, and we don't need it to. And then maybe they're in a unique position because everybody wants to compare it to the MCU.
Yeah,
which is. I think even from Lucasfilm point of view, I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Because the MCU is a completely different beast. Like, completely different.
Yeah.
All of them live in this... Like, the Star Wars universe is Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker. We haven't really expanded... I mean, we have, but we haven't. Theatrically, we haven't, which is all that matters. It doesn't matter what you think, because all that matters is the $2 billion Force Awakens made, 1 point whatever Last Jedi made, and the whatever, like, that's all that matters. And so it hasn't expanded. So there isn't another galaxy. There isn't like another planet that they can just go to and be like, we'll do something there. I'm sure they could, but they haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
So they don't have Bob over here, Joe over there, and Hera over there, and they don't have them like. And then they don't have the Avengers of Star Wars, because the Avengers of Star Wars is A New Hope, essentially. They don't have it, so I don't know what they're doing. They might be starting to beginning the construction of that with all these. And you can have your Favreau thing, you can have your spin-off movies, and then eventually put them all together. But why? I don't know. Look, shared universes are fun and fine and all that stuff, but in Star Wars isn't.
Yeah, because Marvel, they retcon their stuff every year, and there's just so much content because it's been over 60 years, or probably even more, of comics.
Even the movies retcon themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And the writers of Infinity War, like, you don't worry about that. Like, they came out and said that about a few things. Like, exactly. Don't worry about that. Like,
but Star Wars has been so, like, tightly contained.
Yeah.
That it's like, now, I'm not saying it can't become that, but we're so used to that we're like, we're all like, I don't know. So,
like maybe it's better just to like do whatever you do. Just tell me a story and let's see how it works out. And then if people like it, you can I just don't think everything needs. Look, little pieces is fine. It's fine, but not everything needs to connect wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I don't in the middle of this. You don't need Luke Skywalker coming in like, hey, I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. like I don't know if you need that. It would be. I mean, we'll go into it. I'll probably have Luke on my list of top 5 characters. Show up. But, not everything needs to be a shared universe. Like Star Wars is a shared, but it is. It's weird, is what I'll say. Star Wars should almost feel like, okay, so we'll go back to Avengers or Marvel. It's shared universe, but everything's kind of separate, and they ended up piecing it all together.
Yeah.
But it's not like when you watched Captain America 1, you were like, well, that blue thing is going to play a big part. Well, you might have, like people who knew what was going on. But, like most people are like, oh, it's a blue thing.
Yeah.
And then you watch Story, like, and the little things happen, but they weren't. Iron Man 2, I think, drop the ball where they're like, everything has to be connected. Look at this.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas Star Wars, it should just be like story. I don't know.
No, you're right. I mean, it's just Marvel's just been doing it not longer, but just on a daily basis is always putting out stuff, right? So it's just like, here's Spider-Man's new costume. You do that with like, I mean, I guess you technically do in Star Wars, but it's like look at the 90s. They changed the Superman costume and people lost their minds, but they're like, we're still going to do it for a bit and then they bring it back.
Actually, the guy who started that, God, I remember his name, but he was like, or was it the editor at the time? They were like, when people don't like something, we usually go with it longer.
Yeah. And it was funny because there was 2 costumes. I think there was like a vote for both. It's it was the early days of like social media where people would call in, like when they killed off Jason Todd and Batman. And it's like, ooh, you don't listen to the fans. They make weird decisions, but that's how it's kind of fun. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited because look at this room. Look, I'm surrounded with things about Star Wars. So give me more. That's fantastic.
As much as I say they don't need to. I think it'd be cool. I still think it'd be cool if we got the problem with shared universes that I don't think. Well, Marvel I think got it, but a lot of people don't get is you need A and you need F or Z or Z. You need a beginning and you need your end. And you're like, what is our end game here? I don't know. And that's the problem with a lot of them, though. Is they're like, oh, I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Because we're making lots of money. We're gonna keep making these movies. Yeah. I think I said someone at work. It's like, they'll just recast people, and they're like, oh, recast. I'm like, you know how much money these movies make? They're gonna make these movies till whatever. So like, if Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to be Tony Stark, we'll get a new guy. It's just gonna happen.
Now they're at the point where they don't even have to do that right now.
Yeah.
Because like everything else is making $1 billion.
Exactly.
But the thing is,
you know what I mean.
They had their beginnings.
Yeah.
Which happened somewhere during the production of Iron Man, and then at some point they were like, "Okay, this is our end game."
Yep.
And they kind of just because Aaron and I watched Thor just for the first time like a month ago.
Yep.
And then I saw Avengers and I was like. I'm like, aren't you glad we watched Thor? Like, because like nothing really mattered except for Thor, Guardians, and what are the big movies you should watch before?
Like, are you Thor Ragnarok?
Ragnarok.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ragnarok. Ragnarok it does.
No, I wasn't disagreeing. Yeah, definitely Ragnarok.
Guardians.
Not really Black Panther. Just Iron sort of explains Wakanda to you.
But,
and maybe Civil War.
Yeah, well, not even that much. Though, just like a touch because they they mentioned it because Banner has no idea, so you get that information anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like those movies were like the big ones to watch.
Yeah.
And there's a 10-year plan, which I don't think this was their entire plan. I think they were like, oh, we'll figure it out. Yeah. And then they hit their stride with Civil War.
Yep.
And then they're like Endgame, but now they have an Endgame where they can continue on.
Yeah.
And do whatever they want. And Star Wars, I would like. We're in the early stages, is what I'm trying to say. Like they're in the infancy of it. They're going to stumble. They're going to have stumbling blocks.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, before we get to Never Tell Me the Odds, is the confusing thing is they came out and they're like, we're going to have a shared universe type thing like MCU. But then they hire J.J. Abrams. Okay, makes sense. But then like, okay, Rian Johnson, you come in, you tell your story, you do what you want to do. Don't worry about anything else. I don't. There's negatives to that, but there's positives to that. But they've decided to go that route, right? Which is fun. So you're going to go individual directors doing things individually now.
Yeah.
That won't work in the grand shared universe thing.
Yeah.
So which way are they actually going? And is Favreau's show going to have to play in the same ballpark as Rian Johnson's trilogy?
Right.
And I would say let them just go do what you did with the problem with the Rian Johnson thing that I think a lot of people have is that it's a sequel. These are standalones. Let them do what they want, and I think they should exist on their own.
Yeah.
And each like Game of Thrones saga, Rian Johnson trilogy, Favreau show should live in the same universe with the same rules, but be their own individual entities and not worry about one another.
True. Yeah, it definitely can work. I mean, just a quick example: Runaways. Runaways is a comic book that kind of just existed. It was you would occasionally get a hero that would drop in, but it was totally different characters, and they kind of fit, but they didn't really rely on whatever's happening in Captain America or Iron Man is important here. It does not really a thing. So they even put it in a place that most Marvel things don't happen. So yeah, like they could totally do it, and it's like as long as there's a feel for it. I don't know. Fans will tell if they like this stuff or not. So we'll see.
I hate it.
Never tell me the odds.
The
Or
odds
today's odds.
The odds of the next show being black and white. These odds are brought to us by the Den of Nerds.
Den of Nerds. Have you checked out his videos? He's got tons.
I have not seen his ending explained video. I haven't had a chance yet. It's only 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old now. Have you seen it?
No, I don't.
I don't understand the ending of Avengers 1.
Like the very first Avengers?
I can't remember how it ends. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Here we go. Austin Sure just sent me a Facebook message. Is it just him, or is Solo doubling the advertising from Rogue One? What do you think? What do you make of that?
I don't know. But someone said something to me about like, hey, did they not advertise a lot because of Avengers? Are they just starting that and they don't want? I'm like, they've been sort of doing this since the Super Bowl, so I don't know.
There are a lot of bus stop ads and everything. I've never seen that many first, but the thing is. And I said this, I think, last week's show or 2 weeks ago. All those bus stop ads that are now Solo were Infinity War. Like, it's almost like they were just like, they just.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not like there are more. It's just, it's maybe
just
more
takes over the spot.
It might be more than any other Star Wars movie that I've seen, but it's, maybe it's like the Disney.
And you kind of have to, because, this is like, it's a Han Solo movie. So you have to explain to a lot of people what's happening.
And it's summertime. It's not alone in December when nothing else is coming out.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing. All right, never tell me the odds. Our first odd is brought to us by Misconduct 1, Patreon's own Misconduct.
Thank you.
Odds of the radiation Leia suffered from space in The Last Jedi forces her to wear a mask in Episode 9, a la her father.
Is it bad that I'm kind of okay with this?
I'm like, if you're going to bring Leia in, do this 100%.
Like, yeah. I kind of love it, so I'm going to go full 100 on this. Like, full Hondo.
I'm going to go 21%. I think it's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's in their thought process.
No, I don't think so.
It's awesome, though, and I would totally be down for it.
Yeah.
Next odd comes from Patreon Heidi Fedor. She says the odds of Episode 9 being 2 movies like Avengers Infinity Wars 1 and Secret Wars. I'm going to go 0%.
Yeah, I want to go low 2. I'm going to go 10. I think this is thought out as a one-off movie, but like obviously if it blows up, they'll try to do something else. I don't know. It's depending on what the plot goes with, right?
I don't think they're going to break this up. I think they're going to. I mean, look, if they want to tell more stories, I think they'll leave it in a place where they can go and tell more.
It'll exist as a separate story.
But I think the way Star Wars lives is trilogy, and this is the trilogy, and I think that's how they're going to do it.
Okay.
That's my thought.
That went 10%, right? Yeah, 10%. What's the next odd?
Our final odd today is from Den Allen. Den Allen says the odds of Maz Kanata, I like that Wookiee, mentoring Rey in Episode 9.
I don't know, because she even herself sort of says that she's not a Jedi. She's Force sensitive for sure. I feel like she needs to exist more in the Han Solo sort of universe, but I do want her in Episode 9. I feel like she's just the person you go to get to another person. Like, she's just your... I don't know who to compare it to. What's a movie that has one person that just shows up and just does things? It's like one of those characters you meet in Law and Order.
Orlando Jones from The Time Machine with Guy Pearce.
That's not what I meant, but okay. She's like the character in Law and Order. It's a guy that gets you to the guy that gets you to the guy that murdered the person.
I've never seen Law and Order.
Never.
But
Let me sum up 20. Oh, I remember every season.
But I've watched like 20 Orlando Jones movies.
Mad TV alum.
Mad TV. You got Double Take, Evolution.
Evolution.
It's awesome. I don't know. I'm gonna go 30%. I want Moss to do something. I hated her in The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Hate that scene.
Mm-hmm.
It is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It is pointless.
Mm-hmm.
And it is stupid. Did I say stupid? I don't like it. It's one of those points I get to and I'm like, first of all, who's doing the camera work on her? It's like all around. It's like a 360. She has like a 360 cam just following her. Secondly, just tell them the name of the person. Thirdly, it was weird. Anyway, it wasn't my favorite. It was shoehorned in. Should have been, I think it was a Steel Wars said it should have been Lando. I'm not going to say it should have been anything. But I think it
should have been May.
It would have been more.
It's gonna be May.
But what we know of her character, that seems it doesn't. Really
in Last Shot, she's in one chapter, and it's the same idea. They're at her castle anyway. That's why she's there. But like, it's the same idea where it's like, here she is. Go do this.
But who that made that call to her would know to call her? Like Han is the only one that really knows her.
Yeah.
And now we have to accept the fact that like Poe or maybe Finn remembers her. I don't think that. Anyway, I would like that though. I think J.J. Abrams has a way better handle. I think Rian Johnson was forced to put her in, and he was like, "Yeah, screw it, we'll do this." I think J.J. Abrams has a better handle of her, and he will use her in whatever way. I like the idea though because, like you said, she's not Force sensitive, but she knows the Force, so maybe she can help Rey in some way. But I think Rey learning the Force, has come and passed.
Holo news. Hello news. What's in the news today?
A blonde guy.
Man, he looks like Charles Grodin. Who's the dad in Beethoven?
Charles Grodin.
Thank you.
Heart and Soul with Robert Downey Jr., Tom Sizemore, Kira Sedgwick. One of the best movies ever made.
Brad Bird. That's the gentleman we're looking at right now. Filmmaker Brad Bird. You might know him from Incredibles, Ratatouille, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. What did you just say? Tomorrowland. I'm getting to it.
Mission Impossible Ghost movie was amazing.
Yeah. He has been extended an open invitation by Lucasfilm to direct any future Star Wars movies or projects that he can think of. He originally was in the running to direct Force Awakens, or he was on a list to do it, but then opted out because he decided to go do Tomorrowland, which was a movie. And in a recent interview with Fandango, he said he has a very close relationship with Kathleen Kennedy, so collaboration is a huge possibility. But of course, he has constant new ideas he wants to work on, so it might not happen. Who knows? He's got a lot of things he has on his docket. Next story, Battlefront 2. Do you like it? Some people don't. But anyways, the solo DLC is coming out May 16th, just on a week prior, more or less, to the solo film release. And obviously, there's gonna be a lot of Han Solo things going on. So here are what will be included. Jabba's Palace will be in the Blast, Hero Showdown, or Heroes versus Villains gameplay option things, where you get to iron out differences and twists and turns of Jabba's abode. There's a new Hero Showdown mode where you can choose who you can play with a friend, and you can choose between heroes and villains, where you can be Han Solo and Chewbacca versus Boba Fett and Bossk, or Yoda and Rey versus Vader and Captain Phasma. There will also be new skins, I guess, or like, the clothes and all that you can buy with credits or crystals. So they'll be inspired by the opening acts of Star Wars Return of the Jedi, with Lando Calrissian looking scruffy in his skiff guard disguise, and Leia Organa donning the bounty hunter Bouche gear and featuring brand new voiceover. So yay! So I'm curious if that includes any of the new voices from Solo, because they have all been scanned. And then finally, you can refine your piloting skills in Starfighter Custom Arcade, where it adds an arcade mode to Star Wars Battlefront 2 at the request of the players. Fans can now hone their flying skills in the cockpit with starfighters from all eras, whether the goal is to turn Rebellion X-Wings into Stardust with a TIE LN, or hop into the Millennium Falcon to fly circles around enemy starfighters. So that's exciting. Are you excited for this, James?
I am. It's just the Jabba stuff is like, are they just taking what they had in Battlefront 1 and throwing it in there? I really like that map, so I'm fine with it, but it's...
I would hope that it's a more of an elaborate thing and you can find fun little, I don't know, more to it, I guess. Next story, Ryan Johnson went to his Instagram.
He ruined my childhood.
And I talked about Solo. He said on his Instagram story, Donald Glover is great in it, but duh. Which is fantastic. That just, you gotta stop and realize Ryan Johnson's a huge dork because he said, duh. Alden Ehrenreich is terrific. He's not doing a Harrison Ford impersonation, but he brings his own charm and swagger to the character. The big surprise for me was Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who has a few of the funniest moments I've ever seen in a Star Wars movie. I had never watched Fleabag. I know, I need to watch it. I love Killing Eve, but she's not in that. She's only wrote it. So it was a pleasant surprise. The action scenes are truly great. So that's exciting news.
I was really expecting him to be negative on it.
No, but then he later says, like, but what do I know? No, why would anyone listen to me, in my opinion?
Well, he is he is paid by Disney.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's making the Star Wars money. Like,
yeah.
Is he going to come out and be like, nah, you know what? Not really my thing.
Yeah. Not for me.
But, I will say, though, I do kind of trust him a little bit because I think if he didn't enjoy it at all, he probably would have stayed silent and been like, great night. As opposed to...
It's super good. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Wow, what a movie. Luke is alive.
And in our final story, a bunch of twins were born on May 4th in Utah. A boy and a girl on Star Wars Day were born Friday, May 4th, which we all know as May the 4th be with you.
What?
Born to Kendall and Ross Robbins in Utah, like I said. They have named their children Rowan Luke and Kai Leia. Their middle names are two of the main figures of the movie franchise. Thank you. I don't know why I copied that part from the article.
In case you were curious.
It's like, if you didn't know, their names are Luke and Leia. And to end the story, their nursery is Star Wars themed, so these kids are in for a lifetime of abuse.
I hope they hate Star Wars in 5 years.
Oh, God,
yes.
yes.
Like, no, I will not watch that old movie. No,
Mom.
no.
I love Battlestar.
Put on Predator.
And this has been your Hollow News. All the news you need for newing the Nubians.
Congratulations.
No, that's not.
On their
Nabubian.
kids.
Congratulations on knocking boots. Top 5. What's our top 5?
Today's top 5 are top 5 places you can buy orange slices.
Oh my God. That'd be awesome.
Top 5 characters we would like to see appear in the live action show being overseen by Jonathan
Favreau and Furious.
Who directed Elf. And when I saw Elf, I said, I hope this guy gets Star Wars.
What's your number 5, James?
My number 5 goes right in line with what I said I didn't want to see happen.
Yep.
That is Lando. Here's the reason. Where the hell is Lando?
Where you at?
Sorry for blowing up the microphone.
That's
Where's
right.
Lando? I want to know Lando. I want to see Lando. Have him show up. He showed up in Rebels beautifully. Have him arrive in this.
Yeah.
Let's see what's up. I don't care who plays him. Donald Glover might not be old enough for this. I don't care. Just put whatever. Just Lando. You?
I put Lars Tekka because I'm actually kind of curious about this whole like Church of the Force or whatever. But recast him younger.
What?
I mean, you can put Max von Sydow in for sure, but like if it is like, well, what's the what's the time between Jedi and
It's
at least 20 years?
13 years.
Yeah, so he could be slightly younger. Like,
Who would you get?
I don't know.
Who would you get?
Max von Sydow with dyed hair.
It's all motion capture. You can motion capture.
But you know what I mean, right? So, yeah, I think he's interesting. So put him in there.
I need you to go next.
Okay, my next one is sort of a split because they just represent something. Mon Mothma or Admiral Akbar, just to, like I said, push that idea of the New Republic. So put it in one of those characters. Even, what am I saying? Put in what's her face for Holdo. Like, put those characters in. Like, give them a little bit more to their characters.
So I think they're gonna fit more into the Resistance show.
True, but you know what I mean. Like,
I know. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah. Number 4 for James is
Two Tubes.
Two Tubes.
Is he dead? I don't think so.
He is,
No.
but his sister,
Brother,
or whatever.
Adrio's not dead, bro.
What?
Adrio. His name's Adrio.
Oh, yeah.
He's not dead, as far as I know. I didn't see him die.
Yeah.
If I didn't see him die, he went somewhere else, and that somewhere else is where Jon Favreau's at.
My number 3 is young Ben Solo because why not?
Totally.
Yeah.
That's what the whole show should be about.
Yeah, it should be a Gotham version.
My number 3. Is that what we're on?
Yeah.
We're on my number 3. Snoke.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, put Snoke in there. Snoke, and it is Andy Serkis.
Yep.
Perfect. Do it.
And we don't know anything about him. Let's know something about him. Let me care about Snoke.
Yeah. My number 2 isn't overly exciting when I think about it, but I was like, might as well. Phasma. Like, just, I don't know, flesh the character out. Maybe make a character. Well, if it's Gwendolyn Christie, then we'll know it's her. But like, imagine it was just like some character. It's like, who is this? There's like some background character that at like 3 seasons in is always like, oh, this is. By the way, I would rather be called by my normal name, Phasma. And you're like, ooh, or Sindel.
Yeah. So my number 2 and number 1 are both terrible. Amazing.
Oh,
amazing.
What a twist.
Number 2.
Really? He's flipping it upside down.
Weasel! From the Phantom Menace.
Wow. The people just listen to audio and we're like, what is happening?
Weasel is my number 2, and I will go right into my number 1.
Yep.
Because my number 1 is portrayed by the exact same actor as Weasel, and that is Wicket.
Yeah. Oh,
Look,
yeah.
he survived the Battle of Endor. In
Yep.
fact, he was the hero of the Battle of Endor. Where did he go? Where did he end to? He joined forces with Jon Favreau to be the star of this. And your number 1.
Mine is Iden Versio, because Janina Gavankar still looks like that, so she's a good actress, especially for TV. Just put it in there. I loved what they did in Battlefront 2. It's the only reason I bought it, just to play that story mode. And it's like, yeah, put her in. And like she does both sides, so it's like, I haven't read the Inferno Squad book, but I'm sure it's good, and like you could do a lot with that. But maybe not her, but like a character like that'd be fun.
I wonder why she isn't on the Resistance show. Spoilers if you
maybe she is.
Don't know. Well, she wasn't listed in the cast. I feel like,
but that could be a like, hey, by the way,
maybe. But they said Phasma and Poe.
Yeah.
Anyway, be a lot of fun.
Yeah, but anyways.
This is the 93rd episode of the Rebel Scum podcast, where we shill for Disney.
We like Star Wars, and we're not going to apologize because it's too late to apologize.
It's okay if you don't like The Last Jedi. It's
too late.
Yes, this was a lot of fun. Let us know who you guys want to see in the Jon Favreau show. Or do you just want it to be all 100% new characters, which is totally cool.
Yeah.
That's what Star Wars is all about.
Yep.
Somebody commented, I can't remember who it was, they commented because we were talking about how there's a code name as Mara Jade, right?
Right.
Mara is the code name. Then there's a new character that's a code name. And they were like, oh, they have to have new characters because nobody likes like the ones that they've like the Ram. Like they need new ones because no one likes the ones that they've come up with. And I'm like, is that true? Because Star Wars has always come up with new characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Because look, you have the New Hope, but then also Lando shows up, Lobot to a lesser degree, Mon Mothma, Akbar, and Yenyub, like Jabba, like these characters show. Like, let's not forget that these weren't all there from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, we all might have been born after they came out.
Yeah.
But they all kind of came at times. So I think that's what we have to remember. Like, no, it's not necessarily because they're not working. It's because they're telling a story, and sometimes you need different characters to come in there and fill out those gaps.
Yeah.
You have to work.
I have to work. So it has been an exciting episode of the Rebel Scum podcast.
Jay's going to beat the Red Sox? Yeah!
Maybe. We'll take 13 innings. For all our Boston fans, Red Sox are in town. Boom. Anyways, Episode 93, James.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Wow.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll be doing live shows, other shows, and we were leading up to Solo. Cannot wait. Tickets less than 2 weeks to Solo.
Ooh.
Solo excited. I'm going to get the popcorn and a vino in the theater. That's how I roll. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. And Brock, you were always scum.
Rebel Scum.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.